Hello and welcome. My name is Martin, and today we're going to be reviewing Preply 6 months later. As you're probably aware, I left a review on YouTube of Preply, the advantages, disadvantages, etc. And I thought after teaching hundreds of hours of classes online through this platform, now I'm more in a position to see what this platform's like and what sort of suggestions I would recommend for particular elements moving forward with regards to the platform. I've been very blessed to have taught quite a few students over the 6 months, mainly geared for exam preparation courses. The vast majority of exam preparation that I deliver is for IELTS, but I do have a few other students that are really gearing for communicative improvement and fluency development. And for me, having this variety is crucial to keep me sane, I guess, and to keep me going as an English language teacher, albeit remotely at the moment. Rather than looking at the advantages and disadvantages again of this platform, I thought what I'd do is I'll share maybe some suggestions and also share my analytics of the 6 months that I've been teaching on Preply. But before I share my analytics, which you may be interested in, I'd like to share some suggestions for Preply to consider developing and improving the platform. As a platform as itself, it's very, very good at connecting potential students to potential teachers. And fortunately, I've been blessed with the vast majority of my students being very, very pleasant to teach. They've been very patient, they've been very supportive, and they know exactly what they're going to be getting with me based on my introduction video. The first suggestion I would recommend Preply to consider incorporating is allowing teachers to see whether potential students who are going to be attending trial classes being those first classes that you teach that particular student to basically market and sell yourself. It would be really handy if Preply were able to indicate to that particular tutor how many other teachers that particular student has had, and also whether that student hasn't had any other teachers before. For me, it would be really nice to know why students are booking and whether they're moving from one teacher to another, or whether they're just booking without any other experience on Preply. Speaking to students, as I usually do, I usually ask them during the trial lesson whether they've had lessons on Preply before. Some say yes, some say no, but again, as I reiterate, I've been very blessed with the students that have booked lessons with me. The second suggestion that I'd recommend is actually in terms of confirming lessons. The ownership or the onus is on the student to confirm the lesson. There is a possible risk that the student will miss the confirmation of the lesson. And for me as a teacher, I don't get paid until the lesson is confirmed. It would be really helpful, and there is an automated confirmation process which is very, very helpful and very supportive, but when that fails to kick in, I'm left messaging the student to say, can you please confirm the lesson, even if it was delivered on the Preply platform. And I feel, really it's too much to ask the student, because for me, they're focusing on their exams, they're focusing on preparing and dealing with their own language studies, and it's just one extra thing that I feel that as a teacher, maybe negotiating between Preply, the platform itself, and ourselves as a teacher, we can say yes, the lesson did go ahead, and if it can be confirmed through the lesson saying yes, teacher is here, yes, student is here, click submit. If there was a button or some sort of application that you could incorporate in the Preply environment, then that would allow less stress or less pushiness on my respect of trying to get the student to confirm the lesson. Another suggestion that I would recommend is whether there's a donation or a tip button, and this in itself would motivate me to deliver the best quality lesson for the student. But it would also serve as a purpose of saying, well, as the student, yeah, I'm really happy with my course so far. Here's a small tip, or here's a small donation. Go and grab yourself a coffee, relax, really appreciate it. Or if there's a donation tool where students can say, I was really pleased with my course, I got the best result possible for my exam, thank you ever so much. Here's a donation and enjoy Christmas with your family. And that would really motivate me to deliver the best quality lessons for my students. And maybe for Preply, they could see it as, yeah, actually, these are the best quality tutors that we have, and these students are really happy with the quality of lessons which are being delivered. And it would serve as some sort of statistic, I guess, or some data to indicate how students are dealing with teachers and how that engagement's getting on. And it really would help the teachers, particularly those on maybe the lower end of the salary scale, because you kind of decide on the rate you're going to be charging. So for those which are like maybe charging quite a lot less, maybe that donation would actually help them, and it would really, particularly at this time of year during Christmas, it would really help teachers maintain that motivation as well. When it comes down to the material, essentially all I'm left with is conversation questions in the classroom, which is good. It's better than nothing. I don't disagree with that. But if there is an opportunity for lessons to be developed and improved upon, then this would really help, especially us English teachers, rely less on external material. However, the materials are great within a self-contained environment, but if there's more flexibility to adapt and develop the materials in that environment, that would be crucial, and that would offer tutors the best possible lesson to deliver. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't use the whiteboard as much as I should do. I find it a little bit clunky, and so I end up referring to Google Drive. Google Drive is just as good, and I can share that, and the student can access it either historically or at the moment. And also, if there was an element of PowerPoint being downloaded or uploaded, or some tutors being able to share materials amongst each other within the Preply environment for particular areas of grammar and vocabulary, that would be perfect. So that would be my next suggestion in terms of improving the platform itself. The next suggestion is a rather contentious issue, and it's the issue which surrounds trial lessons. As I've mentioned earlier before, trial lessons are first lessons that you have with the student. Currently, to date, these trial lessons are unpaid. So essentially what you need to do is you need to factor in with your hourly rate how much in essence you want to earn minus the trial lesson. Now, I can see both sides of it. Preply, the platform itself, they have to maintain and have a going concern with their business, and that's the platform that we all agreed upon. However, It would really motivate myself if there was an opportunity to negotiate the commission rate between the trial lesson and how much Preply would get from that trial lesson. So no matter how many trial lessons that you're teaching, Preply will always earn 100% at the current rate of that lesson, regardless whether it's successful or unsuccessful. There is the possibility that some tutors may get a bit disheartened, may get a bit unhappy that the fact, okay, I'm doing all these trial lessons, it's taking up an hour of my time, and I'm only getting a few bookings here or there. So what could happen, theoretically, is you could have a fully booked schedule for the week, and 2/3 of that could be trial lessons. So what I would suggest that Preply consider doing is, for those trial lessons which are successful, offer tutors an opportunity to earn at least 50% of that trial lesson, because the students are happy, they've made a great connection with a tutor, but the tutor's not really being rewarded for their hard work and effort to connect and get the student booking more hours through the Preply platform, which I know I should remind everyone that Preply do take a commission based on every single booking, regardless whether it's trial or, post-trial lesson. That in itself, it again rubs a bit of salt in the wound, and it can make tutors a bit disheartened, but I accept the current terms and the conditions. But that trial being completely free of charge, not being paid, commensurate to the tutor getting that connection and developing and fostering that relationship, and allowing the student to book more lessons, then that would be great. It would really motivate tutors. I know it would motivate myself, and it would really help tutors, particularly in this current climate where things are very insecure. So that would be my next suggestion. The following suggestion is really about how lessons are organised on Preply. At the moment, I'm teaching one-to-one, and that's great, but there's always going to be a certain style when you're teaching online, one-to-one. And yes, you develop that rapport, yes, you develop the skills to deal with students one-to-one, but what doesn't happen is having that interaction between a student and another student. And I think there's a great opportunity for group classes to be organised where every student pays a lower amount. And I don't know, it would be great if you could have an individual rate for one-to-one personalised lessons and a lower rate for each individual student as part of a group. Say, for example, you're charging $25 for an individual rate on Preply, individual being in one-to-one lesson. Now, imagine if Preply had a group lesson with 5 students and making it more accessible with a lower rate, so $6 per student. And already, if you had 5 students in a group class, each being charged $6, it's cheaper for them, but you're already earning $5 more than an individual rate. So there's that opportunity, which I think would be wonderful for tutors to have a group class, more lucrative but cheaper for the students. And also the benefit of having groups of students is they can communicate with each other. And you could have like exam preparation groups, you could have communication groups, all that sort of thing, and they're communicating in their language that they're studying, but it also, they feel part of a community, and that has a lot of value. Not monetary, but it really does help foster a community of learners. And I feel that that's the best suggestion that I have for the moment. Okay, right, now in terms of my statistics, I'm going to be sharing my screen and I'm going to be looking at what my statistics are. And I did say at the beginning of the video, I'll share my statistics and I'll share what I'm doing and how things are going for me. Okay, so as you can see, I currently have a conversion to trial by 0.21%. My hourly rate at the moment is $30 per hour, so that's my current rate, and I base that on my experience, I base that on my qualifications, and also on the students that I'm trying to target. It's exam preparation courses that I'm trying to offer students. The amount of views that I've had within 6 months are 20,100 views. So just over 20,000 potential students have viewed my profile, and 0.21% of those have booked trial classes. My profile score is 100%, and what does that mean? Well, for me, it's the rating of your profile based on your photo, your video, and description. So it's right at the top there with Preply guidelines. My profile position, again, the position moves from time to time. I've seen it top 10, I've seen it bottom 1,000. It goes up and down every day throughout the day. And for this, at the moment, there's 726 profile position. I don't mind that. Currently, I'm available 42 hours per week. The book trials that I've taught are 43. If I go down a little bit more, you can see the conversion to students is 60.47%. So it's just over half that I'm converting students to. And if I mention about trials being commensurate to success, then just over half, 60%, it would be really nice if there was some form of carrot, I guess, some form of support for tutors saying, we really value how many trials that you're teaching, but for the successful ones, here's 50% of the fee that you charge. Number of hours per student, again, this is the average, 5.7 hours per student. I know I've taught some students 20 hours, some students 4 hours, some students 1 hour, etc. So that's that. At the moment, I've got 26 students. My rating, again, it's 4.9 out of 5, but I don't know why it's 4.9, because if I have a look at my average view rating and I've got 14 reviews, it's a 5. So I've got 5 out of 5 for all 14 reviews. Okay, and then here's the crucial information. So as you can see, I've earned just over $3,000 in 6 months. It's not great, but it's certainly more than not doing anything at all. The total amount of tutoring hours I've taught is 243.3 hours. So if you divide my net earnings by my tutoring hours, you can see that it's going to be quite different to what my hourly rate is now. And the reason for that is because my hourly rate was initially quite low. I wanted to entice students initially to sign up for me, and then I've brought it up to $30 now, where I feel, okay, I've got all those reviews, 14 reviews, 5 out of 5, and this is how I value my rate at the moment, how I value my experience and expertise. And the hours per student for those that are paying is 4.9 hours per student in average. Okay, now the earnings, if we have a look at the earnings just below, so you can see in April I started, probably towards the end, I only earned $26. Not a great deal, but it's better than nothing. The next one is May 2021, and the next month I earned $393.20. Again, much better. So I started at the end of April. I earned quite a lot in May compared to April. June, I earned a little bit more, $452. It went down in July because I was quite busy in terms of courses and my main occupation. So it went down to $206. It went up again in August to $262. So again, July, August, I was quite busy. And then it went up to $455 in September, October, $495. And then last month, I must say last month was the best month in terms of earnings, and I earned $793. Now, at the moment, based on all my earnings, last month was the best, and you can see so far at the moment, December 21, $247 so far, and it's, the 8th of December that I'm recording at the moment. So at the minute, I'm quite happy with how much I'm earning per week, and if I look at how much I've earned so far this month in a week, let's say round it up to $250, I could be in line to earn about $1,000 in December. But there's Christmas. So those are my statistics, and I hope you find that useful. Again, please let me know if you have any questions with regards to teaching on Preply. If you have any questions about the advice that I recommend for teaching on Preply, I'll be happy to answer that in a future video. And also any thoughts or ideas on improving my statistics, because I don't see it as great, but I can see there's a possibility or opportunity for improvement in the future. Anyhow, I hope you found this video really useful. If you did, hit that like button. I'd like to know whether you enjoyed the video. It does tell me if you enjoyed it. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. Take it easy, stay safe, look after yourself, particularly in this current climate of the pandemic, and I hope to see you in a future video. Stay safe, happy teaching. Bye-bye.